Right, welcome back to Metropole Television. You are watching Business. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Let's therefore talk about what it is that we started teasing at the start of the show. Now, around the world, more than enough food is produced to feed the global population. But the question therefore remains is that we still have more than 690 million people still going hungry. After steadily declining for a decade, world hunger is on the rise again, affecting 8.9% of the people globally. But the same data also indicates that from 2018 to 2019, the number of undernourished people grew by 10 million, and there are nearly 60 million or more undernourished people now than in 2014. Now, with a grim reality therefore painted on the situation of food and nutrition in the world, it stands to be asked if this is where the employment opportunities for an increasing youth population lie. Now, competitions around the world like the Hult Prize have recognized this gap and are targeting the youth to provide solutions around this area, while also providing employment opportunities for the youth. Now, to help us understand therefore key issues around innovating around food for job creation, we are joined by Simon Otieno. He's the Kenyatta University Hult Prize Campus Director. Simon, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing very fine.
It's a pleasure to have you around here.
But
like I told you, I'm just going to start from a very basic point. How good has Kenyatta University been around the Hult Prize competition? Let's begin from there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elijah, for this opportunity. So, as Kenyatta University, our progress within the Hult Prize competition has always been to empower the youth within the Kenyatta University community. And I'd say for the teams that have participated from 2017, where the first on-campus program was held in Kenyatta University, have always been representing Kenyatta University in the regional finals. So the last year, the team that won the on-campus program called Fix It developed a device to educate children, which was made from plastic waste. And so this idea was able to go all the way to the regional finals. And to that point, it is actually a huge step forward in empowering the youth innovations from the university to go forward and conquer the territories.
Fantastic. I just want to understand as well, when we're talking about Kenyatta University is one of the biggest universities that we have around. It's a point of reference when it comes to the education systems in the country. Do you think that your performance for the last 3 years in the competition actually reflect Kenyatta University as an institution itself?
Yes, I really do believe that our performance in the competition has really reflected how we also perform on other extracurricular activities. And with that regard, getting to the regional finals as a on-campus program and putting out teams to represent Kenya as a whole on the regional finals is actually a great opportunity and actually a great performance coming out of Kenyatta University. And this is actually not only the programs that are running within the university. We have seen the types of Tibavent, who are actually 16 students from Kenyatta University that came up with mechanical ventilators and all that. That has been in the news. So we really have a startup ecosystem within the university itself, coming from the Chandari Incubation Center. And so what we try as a university to do is to always support the youth, to always go forward and create a greater future for them that is full of impact and greatness.
Fantastic. Now, somebody wants to understand, Simon, your specific responsibility as a Hult Prize Campus Director. Describe for me, what is your day like around that Hult Prize competition organization?
Thank you so much, Mr. Elijah. So my role as a campus director is to recruit teams. So I am the one in charge of promoting the on-campus program within Kenyatta University, making it known to each and every student so that I could give each one and every one of them the opportunity to actually participate in a competition whereby the startup prize for each and every student is around $1 million US. So first of all, my role is to recruit teams. The second of it is to promote it. As a chance to come here with you. This is actually promotion.
Yes.
So the third is to train them.
Yes.
So we take the students through intensive training session. So the training session covers a lot with regards to business. And the good thing about these training sessions is that whatever is learned by the students on these training sessions can be applied to not only startups that are working on food, but then the general business concepts, talking about lean startup methodologies, talking about human-centered design, talking about design thinking. So all these concepts that the students get to learn can be applied in various aspects of their lives. So that is also another role that the campus director has. And then the last and final list is also recruiting the mentors, the judges, the facilitators who are also going to come into the program.
Yes.
So that is one of the the scope of the roles that I undertake as the campus director, and it's also a great opportunity to reach out to them and call out to them to support us as we call out for them to come into the program as mentors and trainers.
Yes. But talk to me, Simon. I mean, the youth in Kenya have, or I would say in general the youth, and if you look at the latest unemployment numbers, look at them. 3.7 million youth. That's what KNBS is telling us, that we have around 3.7 million youth in Kenya that are quite idle. So talk to me about the response of the youth in your university to chances and opportunities like this, where there's a promise that should you give us a solution, then you're going to get heavily funded and you also have a chance to create employment. How has been the response? Would you say that you are oversubscribed? Would you say that you're struggling as a campus director to get youth to come on board, or your job is pretty much manage the numbers because of oversubscription? Paint for me the picture.
Okay, so the picture on the ground is very receptive. So I'd say the students within the Kenyatta University community are very receptive to bringing out the ideas to the platforms such as this. Because one thing that we have been seeing within the Kenyan ecosystem is that donors, foreign donors, are willing to support such kind of ideas. And I'd understand the reason behind it is that they're willing to transform how the youth envision their future.
Yes.
And so I'd say the reception from the youth in Kenyatta University and even on the national scope is that we are very receptive to such opportunities. The youth are ready to come out with ideas just to compete for a particular prize.
Yes.
And it doesn't end at that, because once they have been empowered, then it doesn't mean that they have to win the prize to successfully implement the ideas. So I'd say the reception from among the youth, it has been great. We are trying as much as possible to make sure that each and every student is empowered about it. So that is why we're taking them not only through the competition as well, but we're taking them through trainings as well, so that even the ones who do not have ideas get to be trained on how to generate an idea and take it forward. So we really are putting much effort into educating each one and every one of them.
Pretty much. All right, now then you presented quite a complex idea. Food, and I don't know whether to call it complex or not, but when you look at the numbers, food and nutrition across the globe has been an issue. And so you're saying that this is a chance for the youth, especially now, for the ones who really want to go very fine Hult prize, therefore, to have a chance to innovate around that. But I want to ask you, Simon, when you look at the ideas that you have right now, are the youth moving away from food, which pretty much means you're in the ecosystem for agriculture, or they're finding solutions for that?
Okay, so I'd say the youth are currently working as hard as possible to come up with innovations within the food and agricultural value chain. And one thing that is really coming up is not only innovating around agri-production, which is actually the farming and the labor-intensive going to the farm and tilling the land.
Is that the concept that you normally get, that if I really have to work in food, then have to go back to the farm and work?
Yes. So that is what we're trying to come out from. That is why we're doing such trainings, just to make sure that the youth really understand what agriculture and agriculture production is, because there's a lot of opportunities within the agricultural value chain, from the food getting from the farm onto your table. So there's a lot of opportunities, and that is where we're getting to see such kinds of innovations. If I could give an example, I could give an example of Hello Tractor. This is an innovation by a Kenyan who is trying to make tractors work like Ubers. In the same way,
I see now.
Yes, yes, it is. So the concept behind his idea is that he's trying to make tractors available to each and every common farmer. So in the same way that you call an Uber and you get a ride, this is the same way that you'll call a tractor and you get your farm tilled.
Isn't it? sort of mechanizing that whole process.
Yes.
I mean, Simon, I want to take you back again. I mean, that's exactly what it is that you're working for. Is this a concept from the Hult Prize? I mean, we've known that Hult Prize would sort of accommodate all the ideas that anybody has, as long as a viable idea that can actually shoot to marketplace. But why are we talking about food this year?
Okay, so if you really understand the crisis that you're going through right now,
yes.
It is not only a crisis in the health sector, this is also a crisis in food security.
Yes.
Because we do understand that each and every farmer is getting the same impact that we are facing. Each and every person who is involved within the agricultural food chain is the same way getting impacted in the same way. So we really believe that this is the greatest opportunity for a call to the youth to challenge them to come up with such innovations, because we believe the population currently of the youth in Africa is around 60%.
Yes.
So how we envision the future is that youth not only should concentrate on urban kinds of work, okay, so the white collar jobs as we call them, because at the end of the day, if we all try to move into the urban centers, and you know it's a hustle in here. So who then is going to be in the rural settings? Yes. And who's going to do the agriculture for us? Who's going to plant our crops for us? You know, we have to think about that, and we also have to get the vision of the future. You know, the reason why we were calling out for such digital solutions is just to make agriculture attractive to the youth. You know, once we're able to have a huge number of youth trying to tap into the agricultural value chain, I know it is going to be attractive to the youth. I know more people are going to be receptive to practicing agriculture as a sustainable job with regards to even taking the futures even forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I know you have seen the ideas coming in as a campus director. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the process of helping, for example, a youth who's come up with an idea, especially under food innovation, to you at the panel. Is there a panel? Do you panel beat this idea and help this youth sort of progress with it? Yes. What is the process?
Okay, so the process starts at the idea application stage, where the
yes.
teams get to register. So we do encourage that the teams are formed out of multidisciplinary teams. So what I mean by multidisciplinary is that the teams where we get somebody from agriculture,
yes.
we get a person from business, we get a person from technology centers, technology courses. These are the engineering, the computer science. So we do understand that once such a team is formed, then there's really opportunity for innovation. So once the team is registered, we take them to the training sessions. So we teach them about human-centered design. So this is getting them to understand more about the consumer. We're getting them to understand more about the farmer. We'll take them to the farm, and they'll be able to see somebody tilling the land, for them to really understand what it is, what it means to be part of the agricultural value chain.
Yes.
So once they get to understand what it is and get to really understand the user need, it is now when we get to let them think about it, brainstorm about it, come up with a presentation to actually communicate the idea. So it is not just only about generating an idea, but it's also about presenting the idea.
Yes.
So you know, one very huge challenge that we have among the youth is actually communication. You know, it is very hard for somebody to have 3 minutes with you in an elevator and tell you about what they are working on, and to have you satisfied at the end of the 3 minutes. So that is one huge training that we try to do. We try to make them be as effective communicators as possible, so that at the end of the day, even if they are on a platform in Europe, so they are able to convince investors, and that is the way that we're trying to help them out to take the ideas further.
Yes. All right. Now you said that the highest point that you have been as Kenyatta University since you actually got in the prize was since 2017 was regional. Yeah. Make me understand what happens at the regional level, and that interaction. What does it do to anybody who's in the competition? Does it sort of make you realize that they're better people when it comes to ideation? And so what happens if you don't go beyond your region?
Okay, so for you to get to the regionals, that means that you are the best idea that came out of the on-campus program. Okay. So the regional finals is more of an upscale of the on-campus programs. You get to meet with teams from not only Kenya, but also from the global on-campus program. So the regional finals, if I could give a clear picture of it, is accumulation of each and every top performer in the on-campus programs. So once you get there, it is actually a privilege for you to get at the regional finals.
Yes, I see. So how do you get to be the top performer in your campus?
So we do have a panel of judges who select the top ideas coming out of the on-campus programs. They're then upscaled to the regional finals, where they get to again face a panel of judges, and then once they are able to proceed from the regional finals is when now they are upscaled to an accelerator, a global accelerator, which is held in London, the Hult Castle. So once the accelerator program is done is when now we go to a global final, which is held at the United Nations General Assembly in New York City, and then that is where the $1 million US dollars prize is given out. So from the global finals, the regional finals is just a step back. And for a student to actually get to the regional finals, it's a huge achievement.
Taking, isn't it?
Yes.
Does it mean that your idea dies with you? How do you make sure that you, now as the campus director, Simon, is that yes, you might be having a very good idea, it's actually a viable idea, but just because of one or two reasons, you didn't get to represent your region when it came to the finals there. So how do you make sure that actually everybody who's there would therefore continue developing those ideas, regardless of whether they did make it to the regional finals or not?
Okay, so Kenyatta University, as an institution of learning, has an ecosystem that is already ready to absorb such ideas.
Actually, which was my next question, Simon, if you may. Yes, would you answer that? You tied up with the ecosystem that is within Kenyatta University in terms of promoting this entrepreneurial culture that we're talking about this morning.
Okay, so the Kenyatta University has an ecosystem that is already set up to support such kinds of ideas.
Yes.
So coming from the Chandara Incubation Center, where we have been seeing such ideas coming through. So that is an incubation center basically means a center that is set up for people to come with ideas. They're trained about entrepreneurship. They're given the finance to actually actualize the ideas.
Yes.
So, coming out of the on-campus program and you did not succeed to representing the country to the global finals and even the regional finals. So that does not mean that is the end of the roadmap for you. You actually have the opportunity to apply into the incubation center. So once you're there, you're given the resources. One key challenge that the youth are facing is actually the resources. We're talking about the financial services. We do not have the collateral to actually take loans. We do not have that. We don't have the access to farmland. We do not have that. We don't have the title deeds and all that. So as the incubation center, they give you access to resources. They give you that financing. They give you that equity financing that you really need. So that is the ecosystem that has been developed in Kenyatta University that enables such ideas that did not get upscaled by the program to be upscaled in the local setting and also make impact within the national and even in the greater continental reach.
Pretty much. All right, just as we clear this conversation, Simon, this morning, talk to me about the chances for Kenyatta University as a campus director. Do you think that probably this year you have proper chances under this food innovation docket that you're trying to push?
Yes, I really believe that there's a great chance that...
Going by the ideas that you're having on the table.
Yes, I'm telling you. I know what is happening behind the scenes, and I know that there's a great chance of Kenyatta University actually going all the way to the global finals. Because what we have in line for the participants is really mind-blowing. We have incubation centers coming in to give us trainings.
Yes.
We have entrepreneurship programs, independent entrepreneurship programs that are coming into the scene. We have a good quality of judges. We actually call them rockstar judges coming in just to give that one or two perspective that maybe the entrepreneur might have missed. We have all these mentors who are coming in because, a great thing about having a startup that is already working towards elevating such ideas is that once such kinds of programs come into play, it's just a matter of reaching out to these particular people and they are ready to actually give us the direction. We really believe that having mentors at certain stages of your entrepreneurial journey is very key to you coming out successfully and actually representing Kenyatta University as a great learning institution globally. So, that is all that we're trying to do.
Yes. Finally, therefore, Simon, people say it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's that capital is not even a challenge. It's that your idea has to fit a certain social problem and then you will see it working out by itself. When you look at the ideas that you're getting right now, even as we prepare ourselves for Kenyatta University's chances this year, and by the way, I'm praying for you guys. I've had an association with KUTV as well, and Kenyatta University.
Thank you.
When you look at them, are they capital inclined? That yes, I need ABCD to get started. Are you having youth who are already in the market with these ideas? So that when we say it's not about capital, you have youth who are already trying at it. So the only thing that they need is sort of a boost from the house prize competition. Do you have that kind of scenario from some of the ideas that you're receiving right now?
Yes, we do have that kind of scenario
which makes you happy, I would like to think, Simon.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It makes me really happy and very excited that we are receiving such quality ideas that are already in the market. So such kind of ideas are already ready for incubation.
Yes.
And what they need is just the mentorship success. As I was telling you,
yes.
They really have to be coached on particular insights that maybe they have not considered as of yet.
Yes.
And even then, it does not mean that the ones that have not yet gone to the market do not have a chance at competing, because we have seen people who came into the program with no idea but have been able to get to the regional finals.
Yes.
And that is why I'm telling you that the training sessions that we do have is very intensive, because we're taking them through human-centered design, and that is design thinking. We're taking them to the user. They're going to go into the farm, and they're going to see that person farming, and they're going to think about the pain that he's feeling, the kind of emotions that that person is feeling when they're tilling the land in the rain. So that is what we're trying to do, to make sure that the solutions are always centered into the market. They're going to go into the markets that we have.
Yes.
They're going to go into the Gikomba market if it is, and they're going to see how the retailers do their business there. And out of that is when they're going to come up with the innovation. They're going to try and pinpoint the problems that these people are facing. And so that is how we're trying to make sure that the solutions that are coming out of the program are always market-centered.
Fantastic, Simon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're passionate about it. So let me just say, finally, as we clear, I'm praying for you, man.
Thank you.
Once when did the competitions begin?
They have already begun.
They've already begun.
They have already begun.
Regional competitions, when are they going to be?
The on-campus program is going to be running from now until December.
Yes.
And then the regional finals start to begin in January, February.
Guess what? I'll talk to you in January and February. See whether we have a Kenyatta University representatives from the region, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And that would be really good.
Thank you,
Fantastic. Now, you do know, Simon Otieno is the Hult Prize Kenyatta University campus director. He's saying it's possible, and he's saying that when he looks at the ideas that are on the table, it is possible to actually address youth unemployment under this critical challenge that the world is facing: food, nutrition, and hunger. And we do know the numbers. And someone is saying we have a chance, and we've got to address that from a youth perspective as well. We take a short break here on Business AM, but we do know what we're going to talk about next. Government paper, totally undersubscribed. Not for one, not for two, but 4 trading sanctions consecutively. What is going on? Are we talking about a liquidity challenge in the market, or are we positioning ourselves for greater risks later on in the year? We're going to talk about that. And also the real estate sector. Turns out that anybody who was in it is really getting exposed badly. Centum, especially this morning. We're talking about the chances they're actually saying in selling off some of their assets in the sector so they can pull some of that money back once we come here on Business AM. 2146 is your SMS line.